Hi guys, this is Suzanne HB. Crazy just might work on Instagram, and this tutorial I'm going to show you how to do my ribbons and twists design. This originated out of my ribbons and hearts design, which you'll find on Loves to Loom's channel. It has a similar stitch to ribbons and hearts, but you lift over different parts of the loops so you get a different effect. So I will show you what all of that means. That's that pink section here. So we've got a twisted sort of yellow section, we've got the crazy looping here, and the plain green on there. So you'll use half as many greens as you will yellow and pink for that section, but it's not a particularly band heavy design. It's a reasonably narrow hook only, as you can see, less than the width of one of my fingers. I've got fairly narrow fingers, so it's yeah, it's still quite dainty. Alright, so that's pretty much one section that you see there, and this yellow is the start of the next section. So the section runs from there to there, yellow to the green. And I will leave this over here so that we've got something to refer to for colours. That first one never sits quite well with the cap band, does it? Never mind. Okay, so you'll need 3 colours. I'm demonstrating this with limited edition bands, mainly just so that the tutorial is very clear, and I'm using the fluoro limited edition bands from rainbowloom.com. You can do this design though, it will hold quite well with any kind of band. I've done it with jellies, I've done it with opaques, so pretty much any band that you can use will hold this design. Alrighty. So we will start at the very beginning. Okay, now what we're going to start with, this cap band I would normally do in the 3rd colour band, in my case the green, because then you're going to move on to the yellow, so you keep it in sequence. So first we start off with a cap band, and then we get 2 of the next colour, which in my case is the yellow, and grab a hold of those, pull them through and rehook. There's a couple of ways you can get this next step to work. You've got 4, this fluoro isn't going to come up, you've got 4 loops on there, and we want to get the 1st and the 3rd loop onto a pink band this side, and the 2nd and the 4th loop onto a pink band on the other side. So you can do it this way by going under the 1st one, grabbing the 2nd one with your hook and going under the 3rd one. Try not to let go of the band like I just did. Let's start that again. My excuse is that I'm working around the iPad. Okay, so you go under, grab, and then go under again, just that 3rd one, like that, and that gets you across. Or you can do it by crossing the bands manually, whichever one you want to cross over. You probably want to keep it consistent through the design, so right over left or left over right. Keep those ones, that right hand one, out of the way, and then just slip that on like that. Or if you like lifting them over, you can lift them over with your hand. I'm a crochet person, so I usually use my hook to pull it under. Now to get the bands on the opposite side, I wouldn't necessarily recommend turning it around, only because there is a distinct front and back to this design. So you can see the back is quite different to the front. So if you turn it around, you're going to have to turn it back again, which to my mind is a bit too much turning for my liking. So I would rather do it by doing the Jace method of pulling those off with the band you want to loop on, getting that band, those bands come over, reattaching the other side of that, plus the 2 loops you've got a hold of, and there you go. Alright, so that's another way of doing it, and we'll stick with that one for now, and I'll show you another one later. Okay, so then we get into the crazy stitch. We're going to pull this green band through, which is our next colour, and just rehook it to get it sort of settled. Now, if you can see on here, there are 4 loops, 2 centre loops and 2 outside loops. What we're going to be doing is leaving the outside loops all alone, and we're going to be dealing with these centre loops. So what I normally do is I pinch here just enough so that we don't lose that green band or any of the pink bands, like this. And I'm going to not hold it maybe as firmly as you might, just so that you can see. I'm going to pinch it sort of behind so that you can clearly see the loops we're talking about. Make sure I've got the focus coming on here. This right hand band is the first one we're going to attack. What I do is I get my hook and I actually get the hook and hook it under like that, turn my hook around and send it out to the outside on the right. Oops, you won't have this trouble, it's just because I'm trying to hold it a little bit loosely to demonstrate. So you got it to the outside, then we're going to turn the hook back in and pointing inward, put those greens together like that, pick up the 2 greens, like so. And that's one side of the crazy loop. Then we're going to grab, see we've got these 2, turn it around so we can see, we've got these 2 loops left here because we've taken this middle band. So we're going to grab the inside loop. We're going to lift that one over the end of the hook, like so. And now you should have matching sides. Kind of looks like a butterfly or something. Then we need to get those pink bands into the middle. So you just take them over the top of the green, like this, all the way down to the back. If you've got bands that don't slide so well, you just pick them up and move them over, or use your fingernails to split them apart. That works just as well. And that's, oh, this gap band doesn't want to behave. And that's our first section done. So the only tricky part is really getting the pink bands on there and getting them looped around. So we'll do that again. Back to our yellows, pulling through all the loops on there and rehooking. Now I'm afraid I can't demonstrate the method that Jace uses, where he uses the bands and pulls them over, because I lose everything. But if you want to see a 1-3 deal with getting bands on, check out Jace Alvarez's tapestry tutorial. So we want to get the first band and the third band on. So get that first band, hook that third band so that you're pulling it with you, like so, and either lift up or slide your hook under that third band. Usually I do a little bit of a combination of both just to make sure it gets over. And there we go, it pops up through the middle of those, like so. As I said, unless you want to turn it around twice, you can either use the method where you pinch these together, take them off with the same fingers you're holding this band on and slide them through like I did before, or another way of doing it is when you get more confident, or more advanced loomers doing hook only might like this way, you actually just get the next band, pull it through all 4, pinch these left pink ones just enough so that they're not going to go anywhere, take your hook over the yellow ones and through in the middle of the one you're bringing through, and just pop that off. So it's on the right hand side and these pink ones haven't gone anywhere, and you put them back on. So when you're feeling a little more confident, you might want to try that. And here is the crazy stitch. Popping that green one through and pinching there. You can't pinch around the front because you've got to see which bands you're dealing with here. Grab that right center band, go out to the side with your hook, and then bring it in through the green and the green, like that. And then go back to the front of your bracelet, find that left center band, not the left outside but the left center, and take just that over the end of the hook. So it would look like that, and then you're going to move this pink one over the top of the green, and if you've got sticky bands or ones that just don't want to cooperate, split them apart like that. Take that left pink, the right pink one over into the middle, and you can pull them apart like that, because the back looks rather different. It's still got hearts on the back there. And then we move on to our next row. Alrighty. So I'll demonstrate it a couple more times. So we've got the two bands going through, and we're going to want to get the bands either by crossing them over and pulling them through, or by pulling through the first, catching the second, pulling through the third, or by Jace's method where you get the band and you pull over. I really can't juggle that one, but you pull over that band and then you pull over the third band. It's just what you need to do to get the bands crossed. So we'll do that with the catching. Go under the first, catch the second, under the third, like so. That gets it on your left hand side. And then I'll show you Jace's method again. With the fingers that you're going to use to hold onto this, you get these bands that you don't want it to go under, and you grab, put that to the right of them, or at least somewhere roughly near them, and pull off both of those bands using that band to pull it through, or lifting those ones over and reattaching 1, 2, 3 pink loops. 1, 2, 3 pink loops, so that you've got them sitting on like that, and you've got a nice X. These bands are going a bit crazy down here. I don't know why. Okay. We've got the stitch coming up. Be prepared. So pop the green band through so that you've got the 4 loops there that you're dealing with on the pink band. Take it off, be brave. Grab that right hand. I wish I could zoom on this, but YouTube capture doesn't let me zoom. But of the 4, I'm going to grab the second one from the right, this one, take it out, round and in again, grab the green again on the opposite side. So you've got a wonky stitch. And then we go back to the front, and make sure you're facing the front, because otherwise you might be tempted to grab this band here. Make sure it's facing the front, and grab that center band and loop it over. Thus. Pop these bands into the middle, pink goes over green. Pull it apart however you have to, because you basically need to get it separated pretty much down to the back there, so that it stays in place, and then you start again. Okay, so I'll try showing you. Get this band over that band, and I'll hang on to that band, keep it out of the way. Another way of getting these on, and then just pull that under those 2 left bands there. It's another way of doing it. If you wanted to, you could release, recapture, make sure you get your bands in order and not twisted. Sorry, I'm off camera here. And then you could pop those, put one onto there. And then I guess the best way of doing it would be to put the green on and then turn it around again, so you're dealing with less bands that you're turning. So I would then put the green on, but you don't want to do this stitch from this side because it's clearly the back side, which is actually a really cute side. I like this back side. This back side. It looks like a pagoda or something. So we turn it round. So if you do turn it around to get those pinks on, you need to turn it back to do this funny stitch. Pinch. Second from the right. Through. Back round on the green. Through both greens from that angle. Grab this one, and you'll be able to tell which one you've got because it's going to be the one right next to the one that's looped up here. So if you're tempted to take that one, you go, no, there's still a band down here. So make sure you grab this one that's right next to the one you've already looped. Lift it over, and then cross those bands over into the middle, over the top of the green. I don't know why these are hanging crazy out. You can fiddle around and do a bit of adjustment because it's pretty straightforward where the bands are going, so you can fiddle around and adjust it at the end. And I think we've got time for just one more. So we'll do this without too much hoo-ha, and I'll just do it the way that I would normally do it, so you'll get an idea of where the bands are going. I feel like I should do some hold music. I used to call it canasta music because it's the music my parents used to listen to when they played canasta in the 70s. Okay, this loop. Split it down the middle. Grab the right hand of that middle band. Out, around, and in from that right hand side. Then grab the band next to that one you've just done, lift it over into the back. Move the pink in the middle, move the pink in the middle, split that right out, and that is it. So I'm really hoping that you like this pattern. I do like the back as well. It's really kind of cool, especially when you use a pink or something for the middle because the heart shape still shows up. If you remember my ribbons and hearts, we did get a heart shape on the back as well, but this, I call this one ribbons and twists because it's, I should call it hearts and twists, shouldn't I? Ribbons and twists because you get the ribbon, but you also get this twisted sort of look. If you have a look at the side, it's a twisted round bit. So I hope this has been helpful. And you enjoy making this design. Again, this is my ribbons and twists. Please tag me, please put a like, press the thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more tutorials. Check me out on Instagram, give me a follow if you like my account, and please do tag me on your posts on Instagram, in your comments and on the photo. I would love to see your renditions of this. I really do enjoy looking every day to see if I find it. And if you happen to tag me and I don't respond, try tagging me on the photo because my feed runs through so fast that I can miss you tagging me in your comments, which is a shame because I really do like to check everything out and respond. Alrighty guys, we will catch you later. Bye.